Kanye's lost his mind. I feel sorry for that cunt. I saw him having his big meltdown, and then I tweeted a few jokes about it, and then I was just like, I think I'm just punching down on the mentally unstable. Poor bastard. Bipolar's a bitch, huh? It's so funny seeing how people can just distort anything to align with what they believe. You know what I mean? Like so many people, most people, to actually, you know what, to Twitter's credit, most people are like, okay, Kanye, this isn't funny anymore. I don't think this is good. I don't want to read it anymore. It's making me sad. I feel sorry for his kids and his wife, right? The first few times, Twitter was just having fun. It was all memes, all jokes, big laugh. This time around, people were like, oh, it's not fun to throw rocks at the homeless guy anymore. It just makes me sad. You know, it was that vibe, right? But some people I was seeing, the craziest shit that I saw was actually not what Kanye was saying. It was the people that were trying to say that he wasn't having a manic episode. Like, the dude's diagnosed bipolar. We literally know that, okay? And bipolar means up, 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 up. I can fly. I'm God. Down, 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 down. I want to kill myself. That's what it is. Up and down. You cycle. And as you get older, the cycles usually become, if you're unmedicated, it's really interesting. What happens with bipolar is if you're unmedicated and you cycle, right? What happens is each cycle literally damages the brain. This is all true. Each cycle damages the brain. So if it's unmedicated and you keep cycling, what happens is the first few cycles won't be too bad. And this is like years and years and years and years of stuff. It doesn't happen rapidly. But what happens is each cycle damages the brain a teeny, teeny, tiny bit. But that damage makes the next cycle further up or down, right? Some people are usually more up, some people are usually more down, but generally you cycle up and down, right? And if it's unmedicated, untreated, what happens is the cycles not only become worse in terms of how further either side they go, they also become more frequent as you age. It's not really an age thing, it's more just how many times you have cycled without it being treated. So that's why you can see people that are just fucking insane all the time because they've cycled so far and so often that it almost becomes their life, that cycling. And not everyone with bipolar has it that bad. There's like mild cases and extreme cases, but it's a real thing, and it's a shame to see him so affected by it. And I think the issue is that just because they're manic doesn't mean everything they say is going to be crazy or wrong, but it is everything they do say is going to have this inflated sense of emotion or self-belief behind it. That's why he's going, I'm going to be president 2020. In his head, he's literally going to be president 2020. He will do it. In his mind, there is no way that he can lose. He 100% will fucking do that shit in his head. And reality doesn't really connect in someone with bipolar's head while they are manic or when they're having a depressive episode. It's a really interesting and sometimes sad disorder that a lot of people get, right? But what's the craziest shit about that is the people trying to rationalize the manic things that he's saying. So I saw a lot of people were saying, oh, he's not crazy. This is a reasonable reaction to what goes on in Hollywood, all the pedophile elites. And it's like, okay, look, undoubtedly, all right, I'm not about to pull a Crystalia on you guys. Undoubtedly, that shit is fucking going on. And I think that if you're Kanye, yeah, and you marry into the Kardashian family. They are a royal at this point, the Kardashians is America's royal family in terms of like how that family seems to have its own culture, own customs, right? The customs being show your tits to the world, make heaps of money, make teenage girls feel like shit, fuck a black dude, get pregnant, and then he leaves you because you're nuts, right? That seems to be the culture of that family, right? Now, if you marry into it and you have a child with one of them, I mean, the queen of them, pretty much, the matriarch of that family, Kim Kardashian, if you sit back and one day you go, hang on a second, literally every single female in that family has been sexualized the minute it's legal, and even way before that, sexualized so much, encouraged so much to become an object. I mean, let's be real, the Kardashians made their empire off objectifying themselves. It's like, yes, they might be incredible businesswomen too, right? I think they're incredibly smart and they're incredible businesswomen, but at the end of the day, everything they have stems to objectifying themselves, e.g. the ultimate objectification, Kim Kardashian's sex tape, right? That's where it all fucking stems from. If you look at that and you have daughters in this family and you are also one of the most famous men on the planet, because that's the thing, this Kanye thing is a little bit new to the Kardashians, right? They've been famous men, but none of them have come close to the fame of the Kardashian family. Kanye's like the first man into this family that is married into this that can actually compete with them fame-wise. So what's going to happen, he's not dumb, is their children are like going to be so unbelievably famous, you can't even really comprehend it. It's going to be beyond anything we've ever seen before. I really think that. The child of one of the most famous musicians in the fucking world, the most famous musicians, critically acclaimed, the most published and spoken about rapper, good for good and bad reasons, on the fucking planet, and one of, if not the most famous woman on the planet, and I would say that she would only maybe be eclipsed in fame by Kylie Jenner, who's in that family, right? The spawn, the child of the two most famous people on the fucking planet, you would be thinking, how the fuck do I raise a healthy child in this environment, right? Where they are going to be encouraged, if not by every female in their family, right? The media, the public, everyone surrounding them to objectify and sexualize themselves, right? Because that's what the media wants, which is ultimately what the people want, right? Or the type of people who are obsessed with this shit want. And then if they look around and they see the only female role models in their life, like in that inner circle, their mother, their auntie, their grandmother, every single female role model in their life, their stepsisters, everything about it, right? Every single one of them objectify and sexualize themselves for money and don't do anything other than that, right? And I'm not necessarily saying making money out of being sexy is a bad thing, but if you're trying to raise a child to be their own person and to have skills and abilities, you look at the Kardashians, it seems like that is their only ability, and that's not necessarily what you want your child to learn and do and replicate.